what we can see I've done here is I have a random threaded elbow. This is a fluval hose connector piece. This is a piece of 3/4 or 1/2 inch PVC, I don't recall. An elbow. I took a piece of PVC and made it so that it would accept this inlet filter. I don't recall where it came from, but I had it from probably another filter of some kind. But it fits those monster sponges really nice. And so my intention is to have this in the tank down buried below the substrate so we don't see it anymore and it doesn't easily become visible or get clogged anymore when I try to make sure what's going on with that. Either way, I'm going to just improve their tank a little bit for them. We're going to paint the back of it. Just see how many babies we've got in here and get all that corrected out. Morning, Scallywags. How we doing? Hope we're having a good Sunday today. What we're doing today is we're going to be playing with some plecos. Plecos I'm starting to become a little bit obsessed with. So I got this 20-gallon lawn here that I did a little DIY river flow system through. As we can see, we got a power head and we can see the PVC and the sponge in it. My plan today is to actually paint this tank, get the back of it black. We're going to flip it around. We're going to bury this pipe a little bit better and rescape it and make it a little better. And I want to try to silence this thing because it makes a lot of noise right now. So I'm going to see what I can do. I think there's maybe a rock or something in it. And just show you how I have a cheap DIY river flow type system. Plecos like a lot of flow. They want some movement. I've done a lot of reading and watched a lot of videos and things like that on different ways plecos like to be kept and the way they live and where they come from. And so with my Longfin Green Dragons, I've noticed that sometimes they want to be in the flow where they'll lay up here where it is. Sometimes they'll lay out of the flow. There's a little guy right here. He's catching just a little bit of flow. So I want to move some stuff around. I want to make this tank a little bit easier to see and into so I kind of have a better idea of what's going on in my breeding tank. So bring you guys along for the ride. You can see the Pleco tank now. See that little baby right there. He's adorable. He would be the oldest one in the tank, I think. Snails. You can see our substrate is a mix of some very small river pebbles, and I've got some white flesh cichlid sand in there because that's mostly likely what I have. You can see one of my tubes is falling over there. We've got the inlet filter fell off. The heater's poking up a little bit more than I want it to. We've got the homemade Pleco cave that my friend Corey told me about. Kind of falling over. You can't see anything in it. It was originally up, and the silly guys had knocked it over, I believe. And so we're going to bury all of this today and just do a big improvement on these guys' tank. I think they're happy in there, but I want to make it a little bit better and just kind of beautify it a little bit more like we did the last one. So in order to get started with this, first things first is I'm going to unplug this thing, get it turned off. We're going to turn the power off to the hob on the back, which needs to be cleaned, I can see. And then from there, I've got a bucket and some tubes over here ready to take the babies that we catch out because they're going to go join the grow out tank in the blue room. We're going to put all the plecos in this bucket for now while we rescape their tank and take care of it. That way there's nothing going to happen to them. So let there be silence. There's that one. This one is down here. All right. We got that unplugged and we got our hob unplugged. So there's no flow going in right now. We'll clean that next. You don't have pothos, you're missing out. I've got pothos in every tank in the fish room. So if I don't have it, I'm trying to grow some for it. There's a Vining Monstera we have that I've got in a lot of tanks too that seems to be doing really well. Here's my bucket. A couple little pipes for little fish to hide in. I'm going to start them with some of their original water. So in my bucket here, I have enough water to cover the 2 pieces of 3-inch PVC that's in there. I'm going to take it, set it aside over here. And now, let's see if I can do this gracefully. An extra bucket. So we're going to start with this. It's full of snails. I don't see any Pleco babies. Alright, here's our big log. And we can see plecos on it. They really enjoy this piece of wood. But now you guys have got to hop off. It's 2 of them. So I drilled this monster hole in it. And I want to make sure there's nothing in it. Yeah, there's nobody down in there. I don't see anyone else rasping on it or anything. So we'll go ahead and drop that in our bucket. Ah, she startled me. You'll notice I'm taking everything out. I'm not putting anything down in there because I don't know where any babies are right now. So it's just pulling everything out one at a time. All right. So guys, everybody off. Okay. Shake this a couple of times. I know it's going to release a bunch of mold, but I don't care. For the sake of keeping it alive, I'm going to drop it down here in the cichlid tote. They won't mind. So now, a piece of PVC has come disconnected. Let's take it out without bringing a bunch of water out. Okay, what we can see I've done here is I have a random threaded elbow. This is a fluval hose connector piece. This is a piece of 3/4 or 1/2 inch PVC, I don't recall. An elbow. I took a piece of PVC and made it so that it would accept this inlet filter. I don't recall where it came from, but I had it from probably another filter of some kind. But it fits those monster sponges really nice. And so my intention is to have this in the tank down buried below the substrate so we don't see it anymore and it doesn't easily become visible or get clogged anymore when I try to make sure what's going on with that. Either way, I'm going to just improve their tank a little bit for them. We're going to paint the back of it. Just see how many babies we've got in here and get all that corrected out. We'll set that down there for now. This here is just cheap. This looks like a top fin powerhead. It takes whatever size sponge holder this is, and it's got a Venturi style system so you can attach air to it. And yeah, there's some crap in there. Seems like that piece is out of its hole, so we'll clean that up too. Just set that up here for now. Again, water's not running. We're gonna drop our sponges down here into this tank. Take this off real quick. Do the same. Down there. All right, guys. I know this is our piece of wood we like. Take it out. My bucket. Hi guys, come on. Thank you. Oh, look how fat you are, Mama. You look nice and plump. Hi, buddy. All right, I'll let that settle for a second. Need some light temporarily so we can actually see these little babies. I went and stole the light out of the blue room. We're just gonna clamp it up here real quick. Ta-da! When you see, it looks terrible. You can see through the back there to the wall. You can see the lines, the wires. It's just not my favorite. It doesn't look as nice and polished as the rest of them. So we're gonna tidy it up and we're gonna add some gravel here to bury everything. So next is to make this all a little bit easier. So for you guys out there with Oscars, if you're not giving them snails as treats, you're missing out. They think it's popcorn. I'm working on a way to make it so that you can hear what it sounds like when they eat it, because you just can't quite capture it because it's silent. I have a hard time hearing it because I've got tinnitus, but to hear the Oscars chomp on these things like crunchy popcorn or corn nuts, crunching on them like corn nuts. All right, our water is really good and low. All that's left to do in here is to do a little fine vacuuming, getting up any of that fine mulm before we add in our fresh sand and paint. So, find my hose. And yes, there's easier ways to do this, I know, but that works, right? Well, I say I was going to vacuum some mulm, but it looks like because there's so much flow in here, there's not actually a lot of mulm buildup like I see in my other tanks, which is awesome. This means that the flow moves a lot of that small stuff around a little bit more effectively. Okay, because we're going to paint this side and flip the tank, I'm going to try it up real quick. When you're working in small spaces like this little hallway, you learn to adjust and shuffle, and I cleared out some totes, so down here now I've got a little working space where I can move stuff around and have a little bit more movement, which is awesome. So, got my paint roller, paint, shake, what's left in it. All right, this is going to be the scary part. So I'm going to get more of that in my hands, I'm sure. But all right, painted, flipped. We're going to move our little heater holder to the back. Put our pipe back in. Can't see much, but basically banking it across here. Now we are stirring up a lot of mulm. I will go ahead and vacuum this after I fill it. So we'll fill it, take some of that water out before we put the fish back in. This is red flint sand. I got this from one of my local pet stores, one of my favorite pet stores. So it's not rinsed, so we're definitely going to cause a mess in here, and it'll be really cloudy, but we know what we're going to do. All right, let's start making a mess. This net is uber fine. Yeah, it's just catching mulm. Give the sponges a quick rinse. Start with our super coarse one. And go to smaller courses, and then our polishing. All right, getting full. This thing has been popping off. It's gotten shredded somehow. Wonder if these are gonna fit. Let's see. Maybe too small. I think that'll be great. Give them some rocks. Try to hold that thing down more than anything. Bury it up here. A little bit of this. Let's put this behind here. Already looking better. Try to leave that back there across the back for him. Got a little one here for him. We'll kind of place it up here, at the back. Looking good so far. We're just going to keep flushing a little bit more. Lead and then fish. All right, good as new. All right, this used to be the back of the tank, so it's very, very dirty, water stained, all that good stuff. We've got Flo. She's here. So we need some air. I gotta get air hooked up to that now. I went ahead, I have a line ready for it. Here are the fish. They've been in here, where we just set them temporarily. The water is still good temperature, not too much different than the tank we're about to put them back into. See your parents down there. Good morning, Scallywags. Robert here. I apologize ahead of time. I don't know what happened to my mic. My mic died mid-video or something. I ended up cutting as much of the footage as I can, so I do apologize ahead of time. I am going to figure out what's going on with this so this doesn't happen in the future. Just want to let you know and apologize ahead of time. Thanks. So with this new tank here all set up and tidied up, I'm really happy with this. I'm going to put the babies away. I'll come back and figure out whatever that little piece of plastic that in there is. I think it's glue from the lid stripping. I'll give these guys here a little bit to acclimate. We'll feed them this evening. Really happy with this. It really looks a little more river-esque. I'm happy with the black background because now you can't see the wall, you can't see the filter or anything like that. It just looks much more tidy. It looks nicer. It looks a little neater, a little more presentable. And then all in all, my favorite is it looks a little bit more natural. I think. Obviously, it's not something out of the river or anything like that, but it's pretty close.
scallywags. I hope you have a great weekend. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Have a good week this week, and we'll see you in the next one.